Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194, and I appreciate you taking the time to visit and check out my video. And we're here at Silverstone in the Audi EVO, and trying to get a setup for it. And we're just going to do a couple laps, one in the car, one outside the car, and we're going to go over the setup. And of course, I'll leave a link to the setup in the description. I appreciate if you give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And also, I will have a PayPal link down there if you want to help support the channel. I really would appreciate it. And thank you to everybody that has. I also, this is kind of a win-fail type thing. Of course, this is my latest variation of it, but I'm sure there'll be more to come. But it's just, and I'll go more into detail what I'm talking about with that. So let's go jump in the car. Of course, up here, just right around 50, I'm on the brakes. Try to hug it tight in here, but if you hit that on the sausage or whatever inside, you will probably wreck it. So just beware of that. I use the curbing down here just before it. For my brake marker. Same thing up here. I use the curbing up here on the right. Try to be smooth in here. Gain some time. Of course, I use the curbing up here also. That green part, I mean, and I just basically throw it on and downshift and throw it in. This is just a judgment there. Started out with 80 liters. That was a 159.37. So you can see my fast is a 59 flat. Now again with the Audi, it's very fast. It was very fast here at Silverstone. Fits this track, I think, pretty good. But the issue is not going fast. The issue is trying to keep this thing, consistent, I guess. But just keeping it from just destroying the tires. I mean, that's really the hard part. You almost have to basically, some of this is my fault because I'm in control. I'm driving, so you really got to pace yourself and not push the car to the max. You got to really kind of dial it down a little bit and try to conserve if you're on a longer stint. Because to put it on kill and run some really good times, but you're gonna just kill the tires. So, and really in real life, that's true to life. So At least from what I've heard from some of the drivers in the real GT3 racing, I've heard the exact comment that they like the Audi, but they don't like it because of that reason. It's fast, but it's it's very unnervy, and it also is hard on tires. So I can say the same thing even with AC. Here it is in ACC. It's the same way. That was a 159.07. So again, close to my fast, even though I'm halfway through the stint or more. So again, you just got to be really careful and kind of dial it down. Let's go over the timetables. And here's the timetables. I had a couple little hiccups, but pretty consistent, running 159s all the way down until the very end, and even then they were low 2.0s. And you can see the fast lap. I think it's one of the first times I've had three different laps at the same time in one sector. That's pretty neat. But yeah, the difference, the problem here with Silverstone, and this is not just the Audi, this is with every car. The left front tire just gets totally destroyed here. So if you push it to the max and just abuse the left front, once that thing starts going off, you're done. It's over. You're going to start dropping quick. And I've done that in many races. I've done that before. You're really going to start seeing a fall off dramatically. And I try to keep that from happening. I mean, it's going to fall off, but I try to keep it more of a gradual. And as you can see, it's about a second slower. And that's not real bad. Again, I'm not satisfied with that, but I think it's passable. But there's some wear issues that I don't like with this. So let's go over the setup. And again, some of that's probably me on how I drive, and also maybe I should have just dialed it down maybe even a little bit more and tried to run maybe a few tenths slower more consistently and tried to save the tire. Again, it's all in that conserve mode. And I'm working on another setup with another car here, and it's the exact same way. It just absolutely destroys the left front tire. So I mean, it's not just the Audi; it's any of the cars here. 25.3 left front, 25.7 left rear, 26.4 right front and right rear. The toe is a negative 0.03, with the camber at negative 3.6 in the left front and negative 3.7 on the right front. The caster is 13.1. The toe on the rear is 0.1, with the camber at negative 3 on the left, on both sides. Negative 3. Again, I do some of these separations trying to keep the temperature spread the same. I mean, I'm doing everything I can to try to keep the wear as close as I can, and that way the fall off is minimal. So I'm been fighting this. Like I said, I don't even know how many stints I have done with the Audi, halves and full stints. So, but this is definitely the fastest stint I've ever done with the Audi. So I actually got a whole nother lap in compared to some of my other ones. So that's how much faster it was. Traction control was 3, ABS was 5, and here we go with the tires. Now this is the one this is the fail part because the wear is still bad, and I don't like it. But we'll have to see how it goes. We have 80 liters, of course, and there is the wear, which is not a fail to me. The grain is significant and severe. Even with the blister on the left front, even though it's still running 2.0s, I'm not real happy with that. And you can see, this is what I want to show you, the left front. You see how much more wear it has than the left rear compared to this side. The right side tires are close. That's fine. Even though that's significant, it's still, at least the wear isn't too bad off. But here, the left front is just wearing, and the thing is I've checked it in different times. So let's say after 10 or 15 minutes, and it's not too bad. I mean, it's actually, the wear is pretty good, but it just starts, it starts multiplying how fast it wears as it goes. So again, some of that could be my fault. I say again, it's a fast setup, and it's up to you to control the tire wear as far as trying to get it to be as consistent and saving that left front. It's mainly this left front. It's not the rears. It's not, it's mainly this left front tire. So I'm just saying that now so you know, because I ran 58s. I was running in the beginning when I was doing this. I couldn't believe it. I was running some best numbers for the race, and I'm not talking qualifying. I'm talking like a race fuel load. I was running some, higher 50, 58, 8, I think, and things like that. But then within half the stint, my tires were totally gone. So that's why I was trying to back it down a few tenths and trying to get the left front tire to survive. And maybe I need to slow it, maybe be a little bit easier, even more. So again, that's on me. Also, anti-roll bars 4. Brake bias is 62, and that's another one. Basically, I backed this off because really 60 is better balance and better performance, and you can get down into the 58s pretty far down if you get aggressive with this. I could get into 58s just like the way it is, but even if you went down more, you could probably go deep into the 58s. But like I said, I did this to save the tires, try to be more consistent and smooth, not super aggressive and driving it in and this and that and late on the brakes and just killing it. So, and then as I went, basically you can dial in more brake bias to try to save the left front, to try to get the rear tires to help out and save, because you can see the temperature on the left front climbing. The left front tire I got them set at about 27.5. But when you see the left front start to climb, you know that it's starting to just understeer a little bit. Then you start dialing some more brake bias, and it'll help it. You can actually see it stabilize or even come back down a little bit. And that's what I was trying to do, is trying to control that, control how the tire got too hot or things like that. And, I guess I should have done even a little bit more. But that's why I backed the brake bias off a little more, so you can adjust it as you want to during a race. The steering ratio is 13. Springs are 185,000 on the front with a bump stop rate of 900 and a bump stop range of 5. On the rear, the springs are 173,000 with a bump stop rate of 700 and a bump stop range of 35. Now, again, with these, I have tried every spring combination known to man with this. Super soft, everything, and it doesn't help. It does the same thing. The tires still get destroyed in the front. It doesn't help. Everything I've tried as far as the front tires, it does the same thing. So this was the fastest. This is where I picked up time, so that's why I went with that. The anti-roll bars 2, and the preload on the diff is 50 on the rear. The shocks are 16, 15, 24, and 26. And on the rear, they're 17, 16, 24, and 22. Arrows 56 in the front, 64 in the rear with a 5 rear wing and a 3 and a 3 and a brake ducts. And the front arrow variation is a negative 3.7. Now, I was working on another setup for this that had a little bit less wing, and it did the same thing also. And it was running slower. I picked up probably 2 or 3 tenths by running max wing. So, again, I'm going to go where it's faster. So it doesn't hurt down the straightaway compared to other cars. It's right there. It might be within a mile an hour, if not equal. So I don't see any difference. And I look at lap times. I don't really concern myself too much with straightaway speed unless it's way, way off. But anyway, again, this is a great setup for performance and speed. This Audi is so fast. It's just a different way of thinking. You can't. And obviously I failed in some way as far as just, I need to maybe back it down, smoothing it out a little bit, and to save that left front tire and, try to do that a little bit even more. A lot of it depends on the race. Obviously if you have basically a 45-minute race with a pit stop, you can push it a lot harder because you only got to go, basically 20 minutes or so, or you can take it easy, one of those whichever set of tires you can take a little easier than the other set, you could just go right for go for it all. So it just, again, I'm happy with the setup, the performance, but I'm not happy with the wear and some of those things, and some of that's on me. So I sure hope you can enjoy it. And again, it takes some practice and things to see how you can manage that, the tire wear and things like that. But if you have any questions, any comments, feel free to post a comment. I always enjoy talking to everybody, and I sure hope you give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope you come back and visit again really soon. Y'all take care. See ya.